Welcome back to TechPress, everybody. I'm going to be showing you how to get started with an actual website, but in this case with GoDaddy. So let's get started. So today we're going to be diving into how to create an actual website, but here with actual GoDaddy website generated. So this is an actual right place to either you wanted to be inspired as an actual blogger, you wanted to make some personal website. This tutorial is going to be helping you to walk through. If you don't know anything about how to create an actual website, you don't have to worry about that. So I'll be showing you step by step how you can get started. So as usual, let's move on into how you can make this different segments of how we can get started with our actual tutorial. For example, in segment number 1, we're going to be talking about how to work with the actual GoDaddy website builder. What is the website builder features, why choosing GoDaddy, a few templates. Then the next step is to set up your actual GoDaddy account and choosing the right plan for you. I'm going to be helping you how to build your website step by step. For example, like a template, creating an actual layout, customizing the website, adding essential sections. Then later on, I'm going to be showing you how to add advanced features and the functionality, for example, social media widgets, adding contact forms, creating images, galleries, sliders. For example, we're going to be talking about optimizing your website for even mobile devices if you're really interested into. And lastly, we're going to be talking about how to launch your website and go live from the very first day, which in this case, if you wanted to get started from today, we can move on with that being said, let's just get started with the very first thing, which is actually moving on into how to work with GoDaddy website builder. So for this particular tutorial, I'm going to be leaving you a link down below in the description, guys, so you can get started totally for free today here with GoDaddy. So this website generating is totally for free, but there are a few plans that actually comes with the link down below. You have a huge discount if you wanted to check that out. If you don't, it's totally okay. So what you want to do after you click down below, you're going to be seeing something like this here into my actual computer, as you can see right now. So it's going to be asking you to create an account, whether you wanted to use it for with a Facebook account, Google, or start with an actual email. What I do love to get started with, usually what I do is to create an actual account with my Google account, since all of those information, those basic information like your first, your last name, your address, your phone number, is going to be added automatically into GoDaddy, and you can focus into what matters the most, into creating an actual website. So now it's going to be asking you like what are some features that your website actually needs. So understanding GoDaddy is actually really easy to get started from an actual builder. For example, we have Shopify, there's Hostinger, there's Wix, there is WordPress. There's actually a lot of tools, but actually GoDaddy has a lot of stuff that are totally for free, and you have to pay. If you have a paid plan, you'd have to pay like a lot, and you have the essentials there. For example, easy way, great example here is that's going to be asking you what are the features that your website might need. For example, let's say that you are getting started to sell stuff as an online store. So choose sell with an online store or book appointments online. If you don't identify with any of those, go into something else and hit into continue. What kind of business do you have here? So let's say, for example, I have a business speaking about photography. So I choose this option and I hit now into continue. Now, what should we call your business? So here I'm going to type Tech Express. It's really important to import as much information as you can speaking about your actual company, your branding stuff. So the GoDaddy app is going to be helping you to figure out what are the elements that you might want to use later, and it's going to be helping you to improve and to add tools directly into them. So I go into Tech Express, I hit now into continue, and as you can see now my website is going to be generated automatically here with the custom content that was generated for me, of course created by the actual GoDaddy. So usually it's going to be asking you to add a few templates, but that will be a little bit much more later. So let's move on into the actual next step. Actually, our actual Tech Express account, in this case our actually website, has now been generated. So as you can see now, we are now into the actual editor of the actual GoDaddy. So as you can see, we have into the upper side, we have this section of all the pages into our actual website. We have here the actual custom theme that come helping you to change between a variety of fonts. You can change color, schemes, and much more. Later on, you have here this huge section of your new section, of course, of your actual page. So you can change different layouts, you can change more stuff. When you're actually ready to move on, you can see the actual publish section, so you can see how it's going to be looking. before you hit into policy, I can totally suggest you that all the changes that you do, since they are going to be saved automatically, you can choose the option that says preview, so you can check out how it's going to be looking your actual website. Now, down in here, we have a free plan that includes a premium features, but only available for 7 days. So once again, there are a few plans that come directly from your GoDaddy. You have the basic, the standard, the premium, and the e-commerce plan. Currently, we have the premium plan, which comes with a lot of stuff. For example, connecting a custom domain. We have mobile friendly, 24/7 support, PayPal buttons, getting found online. This is a CEO guidance, GoDaddy analytics, online appointments, social media, and much more. So you wanted to check out how it's going to be looking. Later on, you can decide if it's actually working for you or not. To help you decide which one is the current or the best plan for you, you wanted to figure out where you're actually standing out. For example, let's say that I have a really huge company that has more than 100 people. So I wanted to make sure that I have a really great movement of guidance and analytics through my actual website. I wanted to move on with social medias. I wanted to have access to an e-commerce. I wanted to have shipping options there. So you wanted to make sure that this one actually enabled here into your website. For example, the only place that have enabled e-commerce shipping, edit products listing is the e-commerce plan, and as you can see, it appears in here. But sometimes this is not necessarily for people who wanted to, let's say, have a professional stuff, because if there's people who have really something professional, you have the budget, but you're not selling online, I believe that maybe the e-commerce is not the right plan for you, but the actual premium plan, because you can see that we have everything in here but the e-commerce section, which is the product listing, shipping stuff, managing discounts, which I think is going to be pointless to add those elements there. So once again, the difference between the premium and the standard plan, for example, is that this one has email, text, appointments, reminder. They have online payments for services here, which is in the premium side. If you're not selling any kind of stuff into your website, maybe it's a little bit interesting to have the standard plan, because if you have, let's say, only 3 social medias to add here, social posts per month, which is 20, email marketing 500, and a few basic features, which is more than enough, you can stick around with the standard plan, which is actually really simple, and you don't have to pay like a lot of that. So choose the one that best suits for you, even though you have this new free version from 7 days from the actual premium version. So I'm going to close this one, and now let's move on into customizing our actual website. So as you can see, we have the section here that says home. So usually into this home, we'd have our title here, we have the custom header, we have the about us, we have a few images in here, and we can move on into the next steps there. So usually what I do is just to make sure that I have an actual great theme in order to get started. So this one has been now created by default, but I can move on into something new. For example, I can go into theme. Let's go for try a new look, because I don't want to use it. I wanted to go for something new. So let's say that we are not selling any kind of stuff. We are not providing any kind of services. We're actually creating something easy like a blog, or we wanted to actually just book stuff here. So as you can see, we have try a new look, and we have the same design, but with different versions. So we have the K, the Mountain, the Libre, the Biscuit, the Urban script, and much more elements as you're actually seeing here. And you don't see any kind of paid or free plans because all of these actual themes comes directly from the just platform. So whether you have a premium basic plan, all of those elements were created by yourself. So I'm gonna scroll a little bit down, and I wanted to go and try to look for the best, the one that best suits for me. If you don't find any of those, try to find like something accurate or something related into what you're actually looking for. At the end of the day, what it actually really matters is the blocks, what you're actually seeing there. We can edit the title, we can edit the images, we can edit text, but it's a little bit more hard to edit blocks, for example, edit elements though. So you wanted to figure out which one has the element that you wanted to see into your website. In my case, I think it would be more than enough to have the KAI one. So I'm going to hit into select, and before you choose it, you can see how it's going to be looking your website. For example, you have this super upper header. the title, the tagline. I have this button here about us. So usually it looks a little bit like that we actually had before. So if you don't like it, just try a new look and try with something else. At the end of the day, what is really important is to try it out, to select an actual website design that is available for you, that can be really helpful for your actual website. And now, if there is something that you don't want to see into your website that is actually not going to be working, what if, for example, the contact us stuff, I can go into the three dots and just simply about delete the section. So I hit into delete the section, delete, and that will be actually it. So usually what I do is to first of all start with the things that I do not want to see. So since this is the home section, what I wanted to do is to delete the stuff that I didn't want to see. For example, we have a gallery here, which I think that for our example here, it's not important to have this section of memories, for example. So hitting to delete this section, client testimonials, that speaks from the self. So I think once again, this is not interesting. Delete the section. And I just keep the ones that I think that I liked for my new website. For example, the socials, the email sign up section, the footer, the about us section, and the huge header. So this is actually the element of my actual home section. So before I edit this, I wanted to make sure that I have all the blocks added before I edit it. So as you can see, just if I moved my mouse in here into this plus section, I can add a new section. So I can go here into add section, and it's going to be popping out this new moment, this new banner slider, where what I can do is to add whatever I want to do. For example, like a contact stuff, files and webs, general, an image gallery, restaurant scheduling, and socials. So let's say that I wanted to create like a slider of images. So you're going to hit into slider, and as you can see, there's actually no content found. But what I do have here is a content section on the right that sometimes are related into what we are actually looking for. So usually here, what I want to be doing here is to go into the X mark. I'm going to go into audio and video. Actually, I'm going to go here into image gallery, photo gallery. And as you can see, we have the slideshow that we're actually looking for. So we have the preview number 1 and the preview number 2. So usually what I do is to hit into the one that I kind of like the most, and I hit now into add. So there you go. So it actually looks great, right? So if you wanted to edit now the section of your, in this case, this slider, you can just click into whatever sections you wanted to edit. And into the right part, you can see that you can edit, for example, here, this layout of the subscribe section. I can change this layout color for a new one. But once again, before I edit all of these elements, all of this actual new section, this website, this site navigation bar, I wanted to create a new one. For example, I have my home section, but I wanted to add a new section here, this new site navigation. I'm going to hit now into add. I have the new page, and here into new page, let's say that I wanted to add something new. So we have the home section, and now I'm going to be adding, let's say, blocks, or let's say trending and the 2023. You want to enable this into the navigation only and create the page. Now this one should be taking me into a new section, a new page. So as you can see, there's no section, only the footer and the header, the menu section. So as you can see, the site navigation no longer has only home, but the trending as well, the one that we had just generated automatically. So we can add a new one if you wanted to. For example, you're going to go here into plus, and I'm going to change this for contact us, create page, and check out the menu bar that has added all of these elements in here. So usually what I do is to click into all the site navigation. I want to make sure that all my site navigation are enabled there. And then I can get started in customizing or adding blocks as I'm just getting started into my website. For example, the home section has been now generated and automatically added by default. So we don't have to move anything around there because we see all of the blocks they wanted to see, like the header, we have the title about ourselves, the social stuff, and a slider, the email sign up. So let's move on into the actual next page, which is the trending of the 2023. So usually what I do is to add here a block, for example. You get here into add a block, and let's go to add something easy, for example, this one. And there we go. So in here is going to be appearing the blocks that we have just generated so far. So I'm going to just create a block later. So I'm going to hit now into add section. And now I'm going to go for contact us. What I want to do is to actually add a few socials, for example, like a review here. So kind of like this one. And there we go. So this block actually works for my trending of the 2023. So now let's move on into the contact us side page section. And now here into add section, let's go for contact us. And lastly, this guy. So if you kind of like what you see here, now you wanted to go into the very first part, which is the home one. And now you can start to edit stuff as you are getting started. So now, as you can see, we have the home section. And here into the down here in the shortcuts, I have the pop-up view. Now the pop-up is going to be helping me to display an announcement when people click into my website, and automatically you can see this new announcement. For example, welcome to my site, or have a new discount code. So usually there's a lot of places that actually do these stuff. So what I want to be doing here is to enable the pop-up. I have the current images and I wanted to go into change the image. So I hit into got it. And as you can see, it has some stock media. So we hit now into view more. And I wanted to go and look out for the one that can be really helpful. For example, this one, hit into insert. And I'm going to try to make this a little bit much more bigger. Like this. And I scroll a little bit down. Here I have the title. Now here into the title, let's say get it now. Or let's go for welcome you. Or thank you, something like that. Now into the description, let's say, thank you for being part of the family. Feel free to subscribe to our mailing list. And I'm going to just leave this like that. And we have the action button. Now into the action button, what I do is to hit sign up. Now it says link to, I'm going to go for email. Now email address, you can impose your own email address, or you can choose an actual page. For example, the contact us one. Section and page, contact us. And the delay of the pop-up, let's say that I'm going to be waiting 5 seconds till after someone click into my website. I'm going to wait 5 seconds, and then it's going to be popping up this new announcement section. So I think I kind of like it. I'm going to hit now into done, and there we go. So now I'm going to get started to editing my actual website. So usually what I do here is just to click into the section that I do want to see, and edit the elements. For example, this new cover section. So I choose, let's say for example, video, and I have this overlay. I'm going to just make this a little bit more bigger, like this. I'm going to hit now into done, and edit my theme colors. Usually the theme color is going to be helping you to figure out which actually are like the best for you of your branding. Really, really important to choose colors that are accurate to what you're actually looking for. So let's say that our colors of text for us, it's something like yellow and white, and something a little bit more of black there. So enable those colors, and now there we go. So as you can see, it doesn't look that bad. Now let's try to change our new custom font. So what I do is to scroll a little bit down, choose the leaks button, secondary font. Usually what I do is just to try to look out for something related into the one that we just chose, and there we go. So there you go. Now the design actually looks great. I think that we can try to change this a little bit more yellower. There we go. And now I'm going to go once again into my website and try to change my titles. For example, TechSpress blocks. Now let's go here. Welcome to our new blog section of TechSpress videos. You can check out. So here into book now, I changed this from book now into watch now. And into page, link to page, I'm going to change this for website URL. So now here into my website URL, I have my YouTube section. I'm going to hit now enter done. About to express, I click here and I do exactly the same thing. I wanted to change the elements that I wanted to. I do not want to see here, so I'm going to hit into search. Now let's go for video. I choose this one, I hit now into insert, hit into done, and all of these elements, as you can see, is now being edited automatically. So usually what I do here is just to make sure that it is related to what I wanted to use here. For example, let's say that I wanted to go for e-commerce, right? So I choose this one, I hit into insert, and I choose here, change images. Now let's go for crypto, for example. I enable this one, I hit now into insert, and here I double click here and I delete this for our videos. Well, let's go for our latest videos by category, and here our socials. So usually if you go here into socials, what you just need to do is to click that and connect and create your page of your Facebook, for example. It's going to be really, really easy. For example, just enable those stuff though. For example, facebook.com, and automatically the social is going to be appearing no longer into gray but into white. So that means that social, it is actually working. So you wanted to check that out, how it's going to be looking your actual website. You wanted to make sure that you have an actual active account, and there we go. So once you are okay with it, hit into done, and there we go. So let's go for our Tech Express journey, and there we go. So usually what I do is just to move it on into published, or you can go back into website. Here into trending, remember that we have now this new section of the my blog section. So what you want to do is to go for plus, and sometimes usually we wanted to create an actual new section of the blog section, or what you can do is to start writing a new blog, and this one should be sending you directly into the blog section of these new blogging.godaddy.com. So usually I'm going to hit now into create my post, and as you can see, let's say for example top 10 best website builder, for example. Now this is a blog about the best website builder in the 2023, for example. I can hit into published. You need to publish your site, so I'm going to go back, of course. I'm going to try to publish my website first, hit into publish, of course, and now my site is live. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to edit my site once again. I'm going to go into the blog that we just generated, and as you can see, you have the my blog section, top of the best website builder. So usually if you wanted to change the blogs, go into manage my blogs, and here, as you can see, we have this one that is actually published. So I think that we can actually just add a image. I'm going to type website, for example, hit into insert, and it looks a little bit much more interesting, right? So I'm going to hit now into done. And there we go. So it's now been published. So that means that I can go back into my website and I can hit into published. But before now we moved on, now that we have an actual website, usually what I do is that there's a lot of people now that actually check out the social medias, the website, and much more elements directly into the phone, into their smart device. So it's really, really important to see how it's going to be looking your stuff from a actual device. So if you go into preview, I'm going to hit from this desktop view into phone view, and as you can see now, this is how it's going to be looking your new website. So if you think that there's something that is actually not working a lot for you, for example, this our Tech Express journey, I'm going to try to make this title a little bit much more tinier, because I wanted to see the whole stuff into just one place and not 3 elements though. So I'm going to scroll a little bit down. I have the Express journey, and I have the style number 1, and I change this to small. And now it says saving. I'm going to hit now into preview once again. I change this into phone, and instead of 3 I have only 2, but so far actually it looks great. So it's really important to check out how it's going to be looking all your elements from your computer now directly into a smartphone, so you can see that everything actually looks correctly, because once again at the end of the day you can see that into your inside there's actually a lot of people, but truly a lot of people that check out website, socials, videos, music directly into the smartphone. There's like 70% of amount of people that actually look out for information directly through the actual phones rather than a computer. So I'm gonna hit now into published once I make sure that all of my elements are connected and let's say looking great into my actual like a smartphone view. So I'm gonna hit now into view my site, and as you can see this is like a preview of what have you done so far. I have the text press happened only 5 seconds there, and now as you can see I have the announcement bar. Welcome you, thank you for being part of the family, feel free to subscribe to our mailing list. So I'm gonna hit now into sign up, and this one actually sent me into contact us as we actually moved on. So let's try to add a contact thing here so we can see what happens when somebody add their actual name. So here let's go for Tom. Email should be, let's say, tom@gmail.com, and the message, let's go for I am a huge fan. I hit into sending, and the contact form I believe is going to be sent automatically. So we love our customers, contact, thank you for your inquiry, we'll get back to you within the 48 hours. I'm going to hit into trending of the 2023. As you can see, here is our actual blog. Just to take our word for free here, contact us once again. So far it is actually working really great. So now what I'm going to be doing here is to go into my section here, into my dashboard. Now I'm going to exit from the website builder and I'm going to hit into my actual dashboard. So now as you can see, this is just like a few steps that you can follow to make sure that you have a really strong and success website here inside your GoDaddy. For example, write an about section for your site. Done. Add contact information so visitors know how to get in touch with yourself. Done, of course. So you wanted to make sure that you have it enabled and you have checked all of those tabs just to make sure that you have a really active, strong, and really great domain there. So once again, I'm going to go back into my actual dashboard, and as you can see, those tabs are going to be filled as you are moving on into next steps and so on and on. So I have now this section rest. It says published, quick links, my photo, my business, start marketing. I have connections here, marketing, I have appointments, store, and much more. Now, since we were creating something really easy, you can focus into store. You can see the overview, the products, the categories, the order, the marketplace. When you are moving and adding your very first product here into GoDaddy, you can enable payments, you can enable delivery schedule, shipping costs, and all of that. But once again, I believe the TextPress might be a little bit something much more easier that we have done here into GoDaddy. So I just focus into creating an actual blog with TextPress in this case. So that means that I haven't added the store overview. But if I wanted to see how it actually looks in the appointment, for example, you have the calendar, services, categories, and you can manage all your services here into the upper side. You can manage your settings, some quick links. You can change your business hours, how many people are working into your staff, your calendars. Even you can check out your socials here. So here into social, manage your social platforms in just one place, connect your Facebook, Instagram, Google account just by signing in, and all of your information should be added automatically. When somebody sends you a message from those socials, should be appearing in here into GoDaddy. Really great, a strong and useful application. Now we have the marketing section, we have the overview. So here into your marketing checklist, for example, there's a few ways that we can start growing our business online, and one of those is to connect your social media, schedule a social post, stay connected to your customers, list your business in Google search, run a few ads on Facebook and Instagram, run a Google ads, grow your guided CEO wizards, and publish your website to get started with visitors. So all of those stuffs are recommended stuffs that you can use to make and scale a little bit up your website. This is totally optional. But for example, you have the CEO, it's going to be helping you to appear into the most highlight stuff of Google. So you wanted to see what you can do in order to get started to, let's say, to appear into the new very first part of Google. So inside here we have the CEO that asks you to, let's start by finding the best keywords for your actual website. So keywords are the phrases some will type into Google to find you. For example, e-commerce and photography, simple e-commerce. I'm going to go into more words, and let's say that I wanted to add let's go for TechExpress tutorials. So I'm going to hit into add. Now, your business name shouldn't be included in your keywords. This is something that a lot of people actually don't know. We didn't even know how to do this, but now this app is going to be helping us to move on into the next step. So yes, your website is called TechExpress, but what it is about? Let's say, for example, this is about e-commerce tutorials. So I'm going to hit into add, and there we go. So select the one that best suits for you. Let's say for 1, 2, 3 only, and hit now into next. So creating a Google search results, adding TechExpress, adding e-commerce. Here's how your homepage will appear into Google search. Looks good. Keyword searcher, edit your website headline to include your keywords. For example, the website headline should be TechExpress video tutorials for people. Let's go for brandings and small companies. Let's go here, and there we go. Edit your website headline to include keywords. There we go. So you can hit now into next. Now let's add keywords to your content. So for example, this is just a section to begin editing. For example, TechExpress, we believe that photography is not just about capturing a moment. Every photo shoot, blog section, Express Beauty, you can check out more, hit into save. Adding more stuff is going to be helping you to, let's say, e-commerce tutorials, iconic shop, website templates. It's going to be helping you to make Google learn what your actual website is about, because this is just artificial intelligence. You wanted to teach the artificial intelligence what your website is about, so it can be helping you to move on into the next step, which is appearing to the upper side of Google search. Now publish your site to apply your change. I'm going to hit now into publish my website. I can hit into publishing. Now sometimes this one is not going to be scaled up into Google like right away, but it's going to be a really great start. So nice, your changes are actually live. So let's go here into not now, and I can go directly into TechExpress tutorials. And as you can see, we are really into the upper side, because that actually means that it's actually working, the actual TechExpress CEO, directly from the actual GoDaddy. And lastly, guys, you can see that we have some email marketing that can be helping you to create stuff. And we have a few suggestions here. For example, creating campaigns, schedule, drafting. We have digital ads we can create, blogs that we have just done here. We have content creation that can be helping you to, let's say, create an actual logo, some graphic content, create stuff for your actual website, for your social stuff. That totally depends on what you're trying to actually look for. So it's really a great application. Once again, you have the link down below in the description if you want to check that out, how it's going to be working, this actual application for all of your customers, for all of your branding, from all of your team members, and you can check out how it's going to be looking your actual website. And at the end of the day, you can see that the actual contact mail that we have sent here is going to be appearing here into connections, customers, and we have this tom@gmail.com that says that the email it is actually really great. So it is actually working. It's going to be looking really great at the GoDaddy. Going to stick around with this actual free version for a few days, and then later on I'm going to be moving on into a higher plan myself. So once again, you have the link down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more great tools like this and great apps and website builders as it is with GoDaddy. Hopefully have really strong, great information that you can use for your new content and your branding stuff. So thank you so much for watching the video, guys. See you next time.